Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing something very simple, something very quick. We're going to be doing an authentication to the Stacks blockchain via the Hero wallet. So real quick, I'm going to do this authentication. You can use it for your web-based apps, of course. Yeah. So real quick, let me dive right into this. First of all, I'm going to show you utils you're going to need for this. Yeah, of course, you're going to need Nerd. By default, you should have npm installed since you have Nerd installed. Yeah, so I'm not going to be using npm, just checking for that, but I'm going to be using yarn. So I'm going to be using yarn. As you can see, I have Nerd installed, I have npm installed, I have yarn installed, so I'm going to be using yarn to create my project for today. So yeah, I'm going to go right straight into the command. So this is the command to create your React app using yarn. So you just say yarn create React dash app stacks dash app. Now this is optional, but you're not going to use uppercases or camel cases. So it all has to be on lower cases. Okay. So I'm just gonna hit that, and looking out here, you're gonna see this is just one project, and while this happens, you're gonna see another project, which is this stacks dash auth. um, Directory has been created. That's where my project is going to be. This is actually Yan is actually going to pass in some template for my app. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait. So it will create a template for my app, and also it's gonna install modules for that template. From there, we're gonna take our edit. So all right. So as you can see, my project has been created. Stacks dash auth. You can see my modules folder, my public. Now this source is where I'm gonna be making a lot of my edit from, because that's where I'm gonna be touching. I won't be touching too much of the public or the modules. Of course, the modules I'm not going to touch that at all. So I can only update it, but not manually. Okay, I'm just going to install to it. So now this is my app.js. I'm going to real quick. I'm going to start. As you can see, Git was actually initialized. That's why you can see the Git ignore, which is going to ignore the node modules and some other um, directory or files that are not supposed to be pushed along while pushing to Git. So that's just a quick cap on that. Okay, so now I'm gonna do yin start to actually start my project. First off, I'm gonna have to cd into my project directory, of course. So I'm gonna cd into stacks dash auth. Now I'm gonna clear out that so I can clear up all the unnecessary information that's okay. Furthermore, I'm actually gonna start that my app on the browser so I can actually see what we're actually editing. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for that to happen. All right, you can see my app is coming up right now. um yeah, my app is coming up. It should come up anytime, any moment from now. Yep, it's up. um yeah, so I'm gonna open up the terminal part of my browser so I can actually see errors that are being printed out. Maybe, of course, mistakes are gonna, not mistakes, rather errors are gonna be printed out, so we can actually see what the errors are, and we can see how to fix them. All right, so moving on from that, I think yeah, that should be all for the capping of that. Okay, now I'm gonna have to open up another terminal so I can actually install while this one runs my project. So I'm gonna come here. I'm also gonna see into the same directory so I can install packages for my React app. Now I'm gonna edit the app.js like you see here. Edit source / app.js. I'm gonna edit that. So real quick, I'm gonna put a caption here that's gonna say click to connect to stocks blockchain. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna create another button. I'm gonna create a button now. I'm gonna take away this guy. Now, as you see, whatever I actually edit here comes up here almost instantly. That's the point of starting up the React project. It's very cool. I love React. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna create my button, like I said. I'm gonna say connect. Right now, that's done. Now I'm gonna make this auth.txt available on the this on the description of this video below. So I'm going to make sure you have that so you can actually follow the steps accordingly. I'm going to go through the step one: install Stacks Connect via this npm install. I stands for install. It's a command for npm. So npm install at stacks/connect-react. Okay, but I'm not going to be using npm. I'm going to be using yarn. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'm going to say yarn add at stacks. Now this would not be suggested for you since you've not done this before. I've actually done this before, previous videos trying to come up with this video. So yeah, I think you should you're gonna type everything completely right. Or you can just do a copy paste. So just change the npm to npm I to yarn add. All right, so I'm gonna wait for this uh to to finish, I guess, or to get to the end or finish installing all the installing the modules for me. Yep, so I'm gonna wait for that. uh all right, any moment now it should be complete. Then we'll go to the step two. Now the step two, we're just gonna copy this. Let's just wait till step one completes. All right, all right, yeah, that's done. So I'm gonna clear this, take away the information. It's done, we know that. Yeah, so that's done. So I'm gonna clear that. Of course, I've cleared it already. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the step two. Step two, I'm gonna have to copy this. Now this is a default for probably there are probably other ways to do this, but this is from the stacks docs. I got this code from the stacks docs. So you can just go to the official stacks page to get it. I'm gonna drop the link for you to go get it. You probably might also see it in this author.txt, but I think it would be cool to get it from the Stacks official page. Probably maybe because they do update their docs, maybe this might get updated. Okay, so quickly I'm gonna create another file called author.js. Now this is optional. You could actually do say you can name it whatever name you want to use, but it has to end with .js though. Okay, so that's done. I've actually pasted it. Now I didn't install at stacks/connect. I actually installed at stacks/connect-react. So I think you would want to um, import that instead. All right, so app config, user session, and show connect has to be the functions that are going to be called imported from the at stacks/connect-react library. Yeah, so moving on. I'm not gonna explain too much on this, but yeah, this the configuration for our connection. Okay, so I'm gonna export this because I might make use of this if I want to display. Of course, definitely I'm gonna make use of this if I want to display the stacks your stx address. Yeah, I'm gonna export this function too. Export, yeah, this function, so it can be public. I can access it from any other JS file. So moving on, my button is here. Now I would not have to I'm gonna have to import those functions, those the variable, the const variable, and my function. I'm gonna import it here. Now, like previously, I'm gonna say authenticate. Yep, I'm gonna also import the user session. User session. Yeah, nah, a lot of errors. Yep, user session. That should be correct. Is it? Quickly to user session. Alright. I think I missed something. Session. Okay. Or you could just do this. You could just copy this and then go back here and just paste it. Pretty much same thing. Now don't mind about those errors that are popping up. So I'm gonna say from yep, from dash auth. Now I'm importing these functions from the author.js file I created because that's where those functions are. All right. So now I'm gonna say on click. I want to call authenticate. Yeah. All right. Now there's something I want to show you real quick before we go ahead. This is actually gonna be not a bug, but this is gonna be a way. There's gonna be another way to do this that's gonna be correct, but I want to have it. I want to actually do it wrongly before I correct it, so you actually know the difference. All right. So in case you're doing it on your own and you run into that error, don't feel it's an error. It's actually correct. You're just doing something a little bit wrong. Now we said on click this should pop up, right? And I have Hero wallet extension actually installed on my browser. So it's just the way I'm calling that function. That's why I'm getting this error. Now, to quickly correct that, you wouldn't want to put it like this, because if you put it like this, once the page loads, it's going to just render that function. Okay. So if you want to make it wait for a button click, you're going to have to add this. Now this is gonna make React components wait till a button is clicked before it actually calls on that function, right? So as we see here, now I refresh, everything is just the way it is, waiting for me to actually click before I connect. I connect, okay? So if I click now, I get errors, right? Because my browser does not actually understand the codes behind this connect. That's the authenticate. Yeah, now you're gonna have to configure the browser to communicate with the Hero Wallet extension, which I'm gonna do real quick right now. Um, here. Now I'm I'm going to go back to the other txt file. We've done step 2. Now we're heading to step 3. Now note, say create a other. Of course, we've done that. Import the desired button. Click to the page. Okay, we've done that. Here you're going to get. Yeah, we've gotten the error, which we click on, which is this error. Where did my console go? All right. I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna pop this up again. All right. Now this is the reason why I said we have to have our console here, so we can actually see the errors that are being printed. If I click, you see there's an error. Okay. So now we want to solve this. We want to actually resolve this error. Want a solution to it. So now to do that, say solve error. Step 1, to solve our error, we're gonna install process browserify dash zlib stream dash browserify util buffer asset and at crackle / crackle. Okay, so I'm gonna copy that line real quick and do that. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna paste it. Now don't forget, I'm actually still on my project directory. That's where I'm doing all of this. If I should do that outside, you're gonna get a module node modules folder outside, which is not cool. So you're gonna have to wanna go to the stacks dash project library project directory to do that. So I'm gonna wait till that's done. For time's sake, I'm gonna chop up this video to take off some lengthy part that are not necessarily needed. Alright, so that's done. I'm gonna head to the step 2, say change script code config in package.json. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna copy that, and I'm gonna go straight to my project directory, and I'm gonna go to package.json, which is gonna be here, package.json. I'm gonna go down to the script part, and then I want to replace that with ones I copied from the auth.txt file. All right, so now that's done. Finally, step 3, I'm now gonna create create a new file in the root of the project crackle.config.js. All right, now I want to create this file in my root. This is my root project directory, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say new file. I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to create that JS file. As you can see, now I'm going to go back here. So I'm going to you want to take from here, because this is actually part of the code. Take it all the way to this. Now I want to paste that into the crackle.config.js, right? So now that's going to configure our browser. All right, it's going to configure our browser to understand the Hero extension and understand our authentication. All right. So moving on, you're gonna want to stop the running project and rerun it to actually compile with all the changes we've made. So yeah, I'm gonna do yarn start again. Yep, I'm gonna wait for that to come up again. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, it's up. I don't want a new tab. I want to go back to the previous tab that I've been using. I'm gonna refresh on that, and if all went correctly, everything should be solved. Yeah, errors should be gone. Yeah, so as we can see, if I refresh, nothing happens until I click, and boom, that's it. The hero wallet extension pops up, so yeah, it's ready to authenticate. Now for your own case, if you've not actually installed before and logged in an account, you wouldn't have this password pop up. Real quick, I'm gonna log out of that. um, okay, I'm gonna log out of that, and I'm gonna do that again. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. If I hit the connect, you're gonna get this. Now I'm the one maximizing that. It's gonna pop up like this. So, having this now, you can create a wallet, or you can sign into uh, a wallet passphrase you already have. You can just log into that. As you can see, so paste or type your secret key. Paste typing the secret key is gonna be a little bit, I'm gonna. There's actually a test um, account I've already created, so I'm just gonna put that in here, and boom, it says set a password. Now your password has to be strong, else it ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just put my password. Yep. So it's going to load into my account, so I can actually authenticate to my account. Yeah. So I can authenticate my app to the blockchain via my account. Okay, so I'm actually authenticating into the blockchain, retrieving my account details, and coming back to my React app. That's what I'm actually doing. So boom, connecting my account to this little project or app we actually created. So yeah. Now, real quick, seeing this like this, we wouldn't even know what's going on if we're actually authenticated, if we're logged in, or we're not. So quickly, I'm going to add a little a bonus or extra to this tutorial, so you actually see more. I'm going to display my HTX testnet wallet address, also the mainnet wallet address, so you actually know it's logged in and it's logged out. So I'm going to put also a text if you're not logged out, if you're not logged in, so it actually says not signed in. Then if you're signed in, you're going to see your STX address. So I'll put another button to log out to. So let's do that real quick. Hopefully that shouldn't take too much time. Now we're done with this, or we're done with this, we're done with, okay, now we're here. I'm gonna now say I'm gonna add a button to this. I want to put a break line, so it's gonna look a little bit, fancy. So yeah, button, yeah. I'm gonna put log out here. Log out. Caps this out. Log out. Now I want to create a very little function to actually handle my logout. I'm gonna still import it from my auth.js. So I'm gonna say what am I gonna say here? Okay, I'm gonna say logout. Now I've not actually created that function, so I would have to go back to the auth.js to create that function. First off, I want this function to be accessed from any part of my project. So I'm going to export the function, and I'm going to call it logout. Now I want to log out from my section dot user is user sign user out. Now that's a default function to sign a session out. Okay, yeah. Moving on, I'm going to say now what this does is this just clears out all your details and disconnects you from the blockchain. All right, now I want to, after logout, I want to redirect somewhere. So to for now we're not going to redirect anywhere, so I'm just going to reload the page so it actually updates the status of your logged in or not logged in. All right, okay, so quickly I'm going to do Windows the location. This is JavaScript, not blockchain. Okay, reload. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this. Logout is done. Now I want to display. Sorry about that. I want to display if I'm logged in or logged out. Now, first off, I want to log out. Okay. I'm gonna have to pass that logout to my logout button. So say on click. Alright, I want to say again, like previously for the authenticate, I want to do that so it actually happens. The logout actually happens only when I click on the logout button. Alright, so logout. Yeah, so that's set. Now I want to display my. I want to actually display my SX um, wallet address. So I'm gonna have to put I want to display it on header 4. For those who know HTML, you should know what header 4 is, and the button and the break line and the header all are on the div. Okay, so moving on from that, I want to display this. Now I want to display. I'm going to create a quick function, nothing too big, nothing too fancy. I'm going to create it here. I'm going to say function display address. I'm going to create that here. Now I'm going to create an if statement to hold if I'm logged in or logged out. So I want to do user session dot is user signed in. Alright. If the user is signed in, of course I want to display of course I would want to display my let address. Now I'm creating an address here so I can actually call it in my function, so I can pass the STX address to this address, but I'm not gonna actually I can declare this here, or I can declare it inside of my function. For now I'm gonna declare it out here. Now I'm gonna say address is equal to user session. Now I'm actually passing my STX address load to the address variable I've created. The profile. Now this is the way to call out the STX address dot testnet. Now I want to display my testnet address before I display my mainnet address. So yeah, this should be the end testnet. Yep. So else I want to actually display something to the address so it does not actually becomes null. Okay, so I'm gonna say that our address becomes user not logged in. Alright, now at the end of my function I want to return address. Now I'm going to throw this declaration of this variable back into this display address function. Alright, I think I clear that out. Say address. Yep, I'm going to clear that again. So yeah, this is done. So as you can see here, there's my connect button, here's my logout button. There's a header 4 here. I should refresh this. Okay, now I haven't actually passed the function to my header 4, so I'm gonna have to do that. So I'm gonna say display address, which is the function we created. Now this on click, we added this here. I just want to display the address, so I just did this so you can see the use case. But in a situation where you want your app to just show the hero wallet authentication before you actually log in, you might use that, but I don't actually recommend doing that like that. So here I'm gonna go back here. Yeah, like you see, I'm logged in, so you can see my testnet address is actually here. If I log out, it's gonna reload the page and tell me this should come up. Why isn't it reloading? What's going wrong? That should work. Display addresses. So, oh, my logout function. I think is that signs. Okay, okay. I think um I he's assigning. I think this isn't supposed to be. Oh, sorry. It's correct. I just didn't put this, so it should work now. All right. User not logged in. Okay. So let's authenticate back in and see if our authentication works. Yep, I'm actually authenticated in, but I'm still getting this because the browser didn't actually reload. So if I reload it, you're gonna see I'm actually logged in. So you could actually solve that yourself. I'm gonna leave that to you to solve. So log out. Yeah. So yep. Now this content was brought to you by the Stacker Spool community. Feel free to reach out to us. Um, we have a lot and lot of stuff coming, so I think it wouldn't be bad if you actually come along and take part of everything we're doing and content we're bringing. We're gonna be bringing more content like this to about the Web3. So don't forget to hit the subscription button and also hit the bell so you get notified on every content we actually um, bring out. I guess. All right. Kudos. See you guys.